Welcome back to Making It in Missouri Homestead. Today we are making homemade yogurt using fresh Jersey cow milk without needing expensive equipment. You will need a pot to heat your milk, a spoon to stir with, ice for an ice bath when your milk reaches your temperature, a digital thermometer, yogurt culture. The links will be provided in the description below. Sugar, whatever your preference is, regular sugar, sugar in the raw, no sugar, stevia, you name it. Any will work. Flavor extract. The link will also be in the description below for the company that I use. They have an amazing amount of choices and really great deals. A warm oven. Mine has a proof setting, so it keeps it between 90 and 100 degrees. Or if you don't have something like that and you don't want to regulate your temperature for 8 hours, you can also wrap a heating pad in a blanket and insulate your pot with the heating pad. And then you'll need some extra clean towels for stuffing inside of your pot as insulation for your jars. And it's also very important that you do these in glass jars. I use half-gallon ball jars and quart size as well. And then I also prefer not using the metal lids. If you go to any canning section in a store that sells jars and such, there's plastic lids for wide mouth and regular mouth, and they are very useful. Okay, so I have my milk in the pot. Today I'm making 3 gallons. My family eats a lot of yogurt, so we're going to just do it all together today. You want to bring it to 185 degrees. It's going to take about an hour. That's a lot of milk, maybe an hour and a half. You don't want to heat it too fast because if you scorch your milk, it'll change the flavor of your yogurt. So slow and low is the tempo. I'm using 3 different jars today. I've got a quart jar, a half-gallon jar, and another half-gallon jar, and a 1/4 cup. So a quart, I use about a 1/4 cup of sugar. For half-gallon, I use a 1/2 cup of sugar. Let's see if I can do this with my left hand. Not really. Now this amount that I'm making will take a lot more jars than this, but I'm just going to use these as an example to show you how easy it really is. So my flavors, I'm going to, for these 3, I'm going to use butterscotch for 1, banana, and peach. And these are what I use. Sorry, I'm backwards. Olive Nation, absolutely love them. Great flavor options. So for a quart, I'm going to use 1 teaspoon. And then obviously, if we're doubling that for a half-gallon, I'm going to use 2 teaspoons. So we'll do banana in this one. Now, these extracts are really strong, so it might not seem like a lot, but a little goes a long way. And then butterscotch, one of our favorites. And I don't know if you have a Costco card, but right now at my location, Costco has this peanut butter chocolate organic granola that is amazing with this yogurt. It's like eating dessert for breakfast. So now that we have our jars with our sugar and our extracts, we're going to make some labels so that we don't forget which jars have which flavors. So we've got banana, peach, and and butterscotch. And these labels are made from Ball, and they are dissolvable. So I use a dry erase marker most of the time on the lids, but if you forget to wipe the lid off before you wash it, it tends to like bake on, and that's not good. You know what? I did these backwards. Boop. Okay. So while we wait for our milk to be ready, I'm gonna get my other jars ready, and then we'll do our ice bath together. All right, we are approaching temperature 185 degrees. So I'm gonna let this last 2 degrees finish. We're gonna pull it off, and I'll see you over at the ice bath. Once your milk has reached about 110 degrees, you can start putting it into your jars. Okay, so we have our milk out of the ice bath. It's reached 110 degrees, which is perfect to add the culture. And I add 1/8 of a teaspoon of this yogurt culture. It's a bulk amount, so because I know it works for me. I'll put the link in the description below, and I've also got a link for just individual packets of smaller amounts, so if you want to do a trail run, maybe start with one of those. Okay, so I'm going to use my funnel, and I'm going to use my handy dandy measuring cup. We're going to pour that in there, and now you've already got your sugar and your extract, so all we gotta do, pour this warm milk. I like to have my stuff already in the pot, insulated, ready to go right into the proofing oven. The proof setting is about 90 to 110 degrees, which is where you want to keep your temperature so that your yogurt cultures properly. And you want to do that for 6 to 10 hours. I go the happy medium, and I always do 8, and it turns out perfect. And then once it's completely cooled in the fridge, it's nice and thick and creamy. And okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish filling all these. Okay, so for folks that don't have a yogurt making machine or the ability to maintain an even temperature in their oven, this is a really cool little hack. So take the pot, insulate it with some towels, and put your yogurt in there. Also, this is a really great way for when you don't have a whole lot to make. Take a blanket. I just use one of the cheap ones from Walmart, fleece blanket, and then I laid in half, I folded it in half, and then the inside it's got the heating pad set up. And then so we're gonna take that, and we're going to take the blanket and create a wrap. And then to hold it in place, just take your cord and wrap it around and just kind of hold it in place. I know it's really unconventional, but it works, I promise. So plug it in. If you've got a timer on your heating pad like I do, it shuts off after 2 hours. Just put it on high. Oh, it's not plugged in, but put it on high, and then set your timer on your phone or on your microwave or your oven to remind you to come back in 2 hours to start it again. So if you're going to use this method, don't maybe do this late at night. Give yourself 10 hours from start to finish, so that on a day maybe that you're home all day, you know, so that you can go back and keep maintaining it. But essentially it really is just leave it alone. Put the lid on here so that it holds that heat in. You can even put another towel over it just to like super insulate it, and this will keep it at a great temperature. And like I said, I do put mine on high just because it's got lots of layers to go through. But neat little hack, and you don't need to buy an expensive yogurt machine to do this. All right, here we go. A fresh bowl of homemade yogurt with ingredients that you know where it came from. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.